Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky.
Good morning.
Fresh out of bed, I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky. I hope you are too. I hope you know you are living lucky. It's all about a feeling. It's all about how we feel in life. And when we feel lucky, we manifest. We are able to appreciate all of the beauty and all of the wonder.
Speaking of beauty, don't hate us because we're beautiful.
Oh, gosh.
Don't hate us because we wake up looking like this.
I apologize in advance. We are talking about that small little voice deep within your soul. And sometimes it may be itching at you. Yeah.
It might be a big voice.
And it might be saying, hey, there's something more. There's something more for you.
It might be one of those voices that's making you fall down in a fetal position in the shower saying, there's got to be something more to life than this.
Jason experienced that one.
I can't continue going down this road because it's not sustainable. It's crushing my soul. And it puts you in the fetal position crying in the shower saying, something has to change.
Something's got to give. And for me, it was literally a voice. It was almost like this inner clear
audible voice that you could hear.
And it was in my gut. It was in my gut. And it literally it started out as a whisper and it would say, Jana, there's something bigger and better.
That sounds like a careless whisper.
Go find it. Go find it. And at the time, I didn't want to go find it because I loved the life I had created.
I'm good.
So I'm like, stop, shut up, stop bothering me.
Mind your business, I'll mind mine.
Yes. And the more that I tried to ignore this calling, this voice, my body started to break down. I started to get sick. I started having allergies. I started not being able to sleep at night. I started having anxiety. I started having panic attacks. It was the most bizarre thing. And then it became a full-time job going from doctor to doctor to doctor, trying to figure out what's wrong with me.
Right?
Yes. And then
getting different diagnosis every time.
Yes. And
then fibromyalgia. Fatigue syndrome. All these things.
And then that in itself became a whole downward spiral. So our point today is, if you ever hear that voice, there's something more for you. Or if you ever feel that, that's God talking to you. And it's time to listen. It is time to get still and listen.
Absolutely. And when you feel like you deserve more, and that you're worth more, so during that time, you just were happy where you were.
I was.
But that voice will tell you.
I was content, comfortable, complacent.
You're meant for more.
Yes.
And we will never.
It's time to grow. That's what it's saying.
As individuals, we will never meet our full potential on our own. We
won't meet our full potential if we're sitting in complacency. If we're sitting in comfortable land, that's for sure.
If something isn't driving you, if something isn't pushing you, you always have to have a why. And I believe you always have to have a coach or a mentor or someone asking you the right questions or the right people around you that are making you want to strive to be a little bit more. Like not in a greedy way, but in just a personal, fulfilling way.
The questions we ask ourselves determine the quality of our life. I will give you that. Well, I think that's really
just think
important.
about in any sports training. Mm-hmm. You will train until you think that you're tired, but your coach will blow that whistle again.
I know.
Your coach will keep
that damn
blowing
whistle. And then it's usually followed by get on the line.
And like in law enforcement training or in military training, mm-hmm. They go until they think they can't go, mm-hmm. and then they go again.
Oh.
And then they go again because what they're being trained in is you have more, but your brain is telling you, I don't. I'm
Oh.
done. I'm tired. But what they're saying is there's more in you. You have more potential. And it's not about going through life being tired. It's
Okay,
not
so
about,
that's something a little different though. What we're talking about today is that calling and being brave enough to
pick up the
hear
phone,
it.
answer the
Yes.
phone.
And what we're talking about is actually being able to say, okay, yes, I'm ready to change because change is scary,
Well,
I
if
think.
it change is too scary for you, but so I think with the calling, if you ask yourself, something has to change and you don't want it to be you, often you want it to be the outside.
Yeah, I
So
would agree with that.
think of it as just you're adjusting, not changing. You're the same person. You're just making an adjustment so that your outside will change.
But it's uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable.
And sometimes we have to let go of who we are to become who we're meant to be.
Oh, that sounds like Jana Lao Tzu.
It's actually Lao Tzu. I stole that
I
quote.
love it though. It works.
I
And
want to
that's
make sure
thousands
I'm
of years
saying
old.
I want to make sure I'm saying hello to everybody. So Betty's here, Sheila, Pam. I haven't seen you in a couple mornings, so thank you for joining us. I haven't seen you since the art thing. I feel like Pam and I are besties now.
When y'all arted.
Yeah, well, we went to the art festival, and I just felt she was a soul sister. I'm like, oh, this is my people. This is my people. Yes. So I guess it takes bravery to not only hear that voice, but then to step into it. And there's a lot of limiting beliefs that go into it. First of all, you start doubting yourself. There's fear in about change. There's also fear in what are other people going to think.
And oftentimes that voice comes
Yeah.
when you're at an exhausted level. So you're like, I don't have the bandwidth to change right now.
Yes.
What I'll do is I'll stay in my comfort zone for now.
Uh-huh.
Wait till I get energy and then I will change. Well, if you're already in that or if you're uncomfortable and you're low energy, you're going to probably continue depleting because your soul is not being fulfilled.
Oh.
So, and that's where I
And
was.
then you start facing burnout.
That's exactly
That's
where I
where
was.
that goes.
So what was that, 10, 12 years ago,
Yeah.
15 years ago? Or no, it was about 18 years ago. But I was saying, you know what? I'm making good money. I can sustain this, or I'm tough. I've got broad shoulders. I can carry this weight a little bit longer until I'm in a position to change. But that position, you just put more weight on.
So it's
things get
making that
harder.
step into it's leaning into
faith.
I was going to say leaning into change, but it's leaning into faith as well, and
It's belief in that
believing.
voice.
It is believing the voice. And that, I must say, is where I faltered because I didn't believe the voice. I didn't believe it. And not only did I not believe the voice, but when I did try to start taking action, then I didn't believe in myself. And I started to be overcome with fear and doubt, and there was uncertainty all around me. And then not only did I not believe in myself, but then I started to not believe in the people around me because I started to think, they must think I'm crazy. And I see that I could see it on their faces, when they would say, you don't have a plan? What are you going to do, Jana? And I felt like they were full of fear for me. And so I actually didn't believe in the people around me. I'm like, they don't have faith in me. So not only did I not believe the voice, but then I didn't believe in myself. And then I didn't believe in the people I had surrounded myself with.
No support system.
And so then lastly, when I'm like headed down this downward spiral and I get to the bottom and I'm depressed and in bed, I look up and I'm mad and disappointed in God because I think,
why have you forsaken me?
Yes. Yes. And I'm thinking, how have I gotten here? And
I'm a gold medalist, by golly.
why have you led me here?
Yeah.
Yes. And so then I have to really stop and look hard at some hard truths about Jana and my choices. And that's when you start to peel those, it's your ego. It's my ego.
Edging
That's
God
what it
out.
was. It was my ego. It was my pride. It was my intentions. It was
not believing in the truth.
yes. I started to
Not having the faith. It's the lack of faith, the feeding of fear. It's a lot of things that compound. I got goosebumps. Follow the goosies.
I know, right? Because you start seeing life through this distorted lens, and it's not until you stop and you take time to just polish that lens off and go, oh my gosh, who knew? Like I have been my biggest obstacle the entire time. It's my thoughts. My thoughts have been getting in my way the entire time. I have been the one that has been creating doubt. I've been the one that has been creating worry and fear and anxiety. I've been the one that has been thinking, oh, they must think I'm crazy. They didn't think I was crazy. I was the one that was thinking, they must think I'm crazy. So I
feed that.
Right. I was actually doing my friends a disservice and my family a disservice.
Yeah.
And then when we all get down, when we really get to the bottom of the pit and I'm mad and I'm disappointed in God, when I really clean that lens and look back, I think, well, you know what? I kind of stopped showing up. I kind of gave up and I kind of went to bed.
I quit playing full out. I turned my light so far down.
Yes.
It couldn't get the oxygen it needed to be alive.
To build the fire.
Yep.
Oh! We've gone full circle on this, but my point is, if you feel the calling, if you hear that voice, and sometimes it comes in maybe a synchronicity, sometimes it comes in somebody will say the right thing at the right time. The fact that you are here and listening to this, if you think that's an accident, think again. Because God is speaking to us all the time. And if we have the thought, there's something more for me, start doing the work. Because as you start writing, there might be something on this planet that you want to do. And my whole message is I would rather step out and play full out in this lifetime than get to the end of my life and have regrets.
You were talking to a client the other day and I wrote down something. I couldn't hear the other end of the line, but you said, treat your dream like the quality of your life depends on it.
Yes.
And I was like, boom.
It's so true.
I usually have a notebook in my back pocket and I immediately grabbed my notebook and started writing that down because I'm going to make a plaque of that. Because if you're not treating your dream like the quality of your life depends on it. I was on with a client the day before in Seattle, and she said, you're right. We sometimes take our dream and we set it off to the side and then we bury it.
We do.
Then we were just getting ready to go through Easter and I was thinking about the resurrection and I was like, we can resurrect our dream at any time. And that's the voice saying, there's more for you. There's more in life for you, and you're ready for it. It's time before you get burnout, before you get make some crazy decision in your life. It's time to start chasing your dream again and putting food and fuel into that dream.
Believe the voice, believe in yourself, believe in the people around you, believe in your circumstances, and believe that God is working through you, for you, and always in your favor.
And you'll be living lucky.
There you go. Have a great, great day. I'm going to go take a shower. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to watch.
We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.